Hey everyone, you're watching White Mountains TV. I'm Chris Prue, and I'm joined remotely by the artistic director of M&D Playhouse in North Conway. Welcome in, Mark Sickler. Mark, how are you doing?
I'm doing pretty well, Chris. How are you?
It's nice to have you here. I know, we've all been struggling through this COVID pandemic, but it seems I don't think there's any other industry that's been affected as much as the performance industry, including live theater. We know M&D has. You guys haven't been doing the live productions, but tell us, how have you personally been dealing with the pandemic?
It's a very good question. I mean, I have my 9 to 5 life,
Yep.
which hasn't really affected it that much. I've been telecommuting now for the last almost 6 years, so that's not any different, really. But with regard to M&D, I'm focusing on the future. I've got a stack of about 40 scripts sitting next to my desk, and I've been doing a lot of reading and sort of looking at the future and what would work well. And so that's what I've been doing personally,
Right.
dealing with the pandemic.
It's a lot more fun than dealing with uncertainty and planning and speculating. It's doing what you love, which is live performances, and you guys have found a way to do that. Tell us about what you guys have coming up.
What we have coming up is it actually, ironically, it came out of a brainstorming session within a White Mountains Pride board meeting. We were looking for a way to connect virtually to the community, and somebody suggested, well, let's do a staged reading of a play. And I said, well, have I got the right play for you? Because I just finished reading it. So I presented it to M&D as a co-fundraiser for both organizations. I've been wanting to sort of combine the two organizations in some way to connect them, and I figured this would be the perfect opportunity. It's also the perfect opportunity for us to sort of dip our toe in the water of virtual theater. And that's how that came about. And I'm pretty excited about it. There's cast of 13.
Whoa.
Yeah. And it's a combination. I mean, I've got Ken Martin phoning it in from Hawaii. Melissa O'Neill, who has appeared in many M&D productions. I've reached out to actors that I've personally worked with from the Boston area. We had an open casting call. I've got somebody from Vermont. I've got 3 people from New York City and a couple of other Boston area performers. So they're everywhere. It's been recorded. And as I'm sure you know, working in television production, I think live theater is easier to produce than a recorded production.
Yes.
Hands down.
I will agree with that 100%. We're recording this interview. I've already wanted to stop it 3 times so I could record my part over again. In live production, the show must go on. You just keep bulling through. This sounds like a big deal, a lot of commitment, a lot of really talented people getting involved. Tell us, what is the show?
The show is called Standing on Ceremony, the Gay Marriage Plays. It is a collection of 9 short plays written by some pretty heavy hitters as far as playwrights are concerned. Moises Kaufman, Mo Gaffney, Wendy McLeod, Paul Rudnick. So these are all Obie winners, Obie nominee writers, Tony nominated writers. And they deal with, I think the play was written pre-legalization of same-sex marriage. So in that sense, it's a little dated. However, the message of love and the messages are universal, and they're not necessarily restricted to the gay community. I mean, they're all situations that every couple faces, from vow writing to meeting the parents to an overbearing mother. So it's a universal message. Ultimately, the message is love, and it was the perfect piece to do for Valentine's Day.
Absolutely. I mean, isn't that what art does? It really, it reminds us all how similar we are in so many different ways, that we're all dealing with the same kind of universal themes in many ways, all in a slightly different level, but it really brings us closer and brings out that empathy, that we're all kind of battling the same things in life. So this sounds like fun. I think in a way. So tell me about the performance again. So this is going to be pre-recorded and streamed.
It's going to be pre-recorded and streamed. It is a one night only event, February 13th at 7:30 p.m. I'll do the plug now. You can visit mdplayhouse.com to get ticket information. But because I called in some friends who are professional actors, they are in the union. They are able to do this. However, it's a one-time shot. So we cannot have it out there to stream at a later date simply because of their union obligations, which is fine. So if you don't make it on the 13th, you're going to miss out on some really good performances.
All right. One shot only. And how do people prepare for this? They buy tickets in advance. What should they do?
They buy the tickets in advance. You could probably get it. I'm pretty sure we're also using new technology for the streaming, and we're using new technology for the ticket for the box office. I'm pretty sure you can purchase access right up until showtime.
Okay.
And the cost is $19.99 for access to view per device. So if you have a household of 6 people, you can all huddle around whatever device you're using. Great. But because this is a fundraiser, we are gently asking people that, maybe you've got 4 people in your house. Maybe you buy access for 2 people or 3 people. And if you're feeling really generous, 4 people.
Love it. This is going to be a good time. And of course, all the money goes to a great cause. We want to support live theater here in the Mount Washington Valley. It's always been one of the things that has made this area just so fun and so thriving. I always felt like it's a little microcosm of, some of the bigger cities we have in terms of, the talent and, the dedication to art that we have up here. So let's support our local performers, our local art community. And do people need any special technology? Are they going to be able just to watch this straight from a link that you provide once they buy the tickets?
Once they buy the ticket, they're going to get an email confirmation. And then you're going to receive a second email confirmation with the access link. And it can be watched on any supported device, most newer smartphones, tablets, laptops, computers. And if you have a smart TV, I'm sure you could probably figure out how to do it on a smart TV with Chromecast or a Google Stick or something.
Nowadays,
I'm not that technology. I actually surprised I learned Premiere Pro to put this whole thing together.
Wow.
So I'm just happy with that.
You have to teach me when you're done.
Yeah.
This is a lot of fun, and it's technology. It is making it easier. Like nowadays, when you watch a video, no matter what you're watching it on, it seems like on your phone, there seems to be a button that says "Send this to your TV." So it's getting a little bit easier as we progress. So tell me a little bit about the rehearsals. You sent us some images. You guys have been rehearsing this via Zoom. Is it tough to rehearse a play via Zoom versus have everybody together on a stage?
Yeah. Yeah. I got to be honest with you. I mean, for the talent within this cast, I mean, the talent just transcends the medium, right? The one thing that the hardest part about this process for me is dealing with 9 plays that are about love.
Yep.
And not having actors be able to connect physically. And I think that's the hardest part, because I'm sitting there watching a rehearsal and I'm like, oh, this would be such a great moment for you to take his hand, or this would be a great moment to put your hand on her shoulder, or wouldn't it be nice if you could caress her face right now?
Yeah.
That
is hard. But in another way, it kind of brings out the talent even more, in these performances, because you have to improvise and you have to find different ways to bring out these same emotions. You mentioned these people are all over the country. So have they basically done their parts remotely, and you're combining them into kind of one seamless presentation?
Everything's been recorded, and this is hard. This is where the technology sort of hinders you, because when you're recording, it's all based on we're recording off of we're recording off of Zoom, and then we're recording off of live stream through Vimeo.
Mm-hmm.
And everybody has different internet speeds, their upload and download speeds. So that has been a challenge. Is it as successful as I'd like it to be in that respect? No. However, the performances, again, just transcend the medium. And regardless, you're going to get a fantastic night of entertainment with some beautifully told stories.
I think it's going to be great. It's almost, I don't know. I feel like it's almost a little bit more voyeuristic because you're looking, you almost feel like you have a direct connection. Like when you're doing a Zoom call, you feel like you have one-on-one access with someone, even if you really don't, and even if it's recorded. So it is almost a little bit voyeuristic. It's almost like an acoustic performance or something like that.
Yeah.
Even though it seems the opposite, if you're actually watching it in a theater, there's no electronics involved. So I guess that would be the acoustic version, but it feels more intimate this way.
Yeah.
So once again, the show is called Standing on Ceremony, The Gay Marriage Plays. It is taking place on February 13th at 7:30 p.m. MDPlayhouse.com is the place to get information and tickets. We're talking with Mark Sickler, the artistic director of M&D. Mark, anything else to add? It sounds like a great opportunity.
We're really hoping, because one of the big questions now with theater is when is it going to come back live? And this is the company's biggest test as to whether or not our M&D audience is willing to embrace the virtual theater world until we can go back up in live. So we're really hoping that it's a success, because we do have some shows further on down the line that perhaps could be converted to be done virtually. So we'll see. So keep our fingers crossed, guys. Buy your tickets. Come see our show in the comfort of your own home.
Make your own. You can make your own popcorn. It's great.
We've been telling everybody we're plugging our sponsors for last season. So get a nice bottle of red from White Mountain Winery. Get a box of chocolates from Bavarian Chocolate House. Support our sponsors while you support M&D and White Mountain's pride, and snuggle up with whomever you would care to snuggle up with and watch some good theater.
Absolutely. It's all about local and keeping what makes this valley so special thriving. So Mark, thank you so much for all the efforts you're going through to put this on, and we look forward to seeing it. Mark Sickler, M&D Playhouse, mdplayhouse.com. And again, that show is on February 13th at 7:30 p.m. Can't wait. Mark, thank you.
All right. Thanks, Chris.
And we'll talk to you soon. You're watching White Mountains TV.